So, Havoc Squad. The best of the best. Can't say I'm thrilled about the demotion, but it's an honor to be here, sir.
How are you holding up?
You mean after watching Tavus flush my career down the fresher? What do you think? 4 years at the academy, 7 years in the field, decorations, commendations. Would have been captain soon if command hadn't hung me out to dry.
I need you thinking about the mission, Jorgan, not your career.
I don't let personal grievances affect my mission performance. But hey, water under the bridge. Command put me in Havoc to help you find Tavus, and I intend to do just that. I've hunted Imperials from one side of the galaxy to the next. Used to command the Deadeyes, finest sniper squad in the Republic.
That's why I'm putting you in charge of the Wax Hands, my new boot polishing brigade.
So that's how it's gonna be. Fine. I've had worse assignments. I reviewed your service record before that ZR-57 op. Been meaning to discuss it with you. Says you've been fighting the Empire since you were old enough to hold a blaster. Ran quite the underground resistance. So you can kill Imperials, but that guerrilla mentality won't cut it in the big time.
Skip the lecture and do something useful, like inventorying our munitions.
I was just... Yes, sir. So, that 4X is interesting. Eager but won't shut up. Kept going on about his superior Republic engineering. Finally called him on it. Ran a weapons diagnostic. Loudmouth's packing some serious ordnance. Guess Havoc is finally shaping into a real squad.
About time we found some real soldiers.
Hey, I earned the Havoc stripe same as everyone else here. Just remember, people's expectations of us, of you, are only gonna get bigger. That CO post could get real heavy real quick.
At least I get to boss you around.
I hope you're taking this seriously, sir. Commanding a squad is no cakewalk. Nothing worse than having to choose between the success of the mission and the lives of your men. A leader who's too headstrong, too eager to get the job done, will only end up getting his unit killed. Remember that.
Jorgan, I got it.
Okay. I'll shut up. I'm sure you'll do fine. You've gotten us this far. Inventory report, sir. Food and medical supplies all look good, but our munitions are getting low. Thought we'd have enough to last us a year. Already requisitioned command for more. Guess I shouldn't be too surprised. See more action in one day with Havoc than you see in a month with the Deadeyes.
So what? You just sat around all the time?
Kind of. We mainly ran decapitation strikes. Neutralized enemy commanders before a Republic offensive. Left the opposition leaderless, disorganized. Sometimes, we'd camp outside the enemy's base for weeks, waiting for a clear shot. Eventually, we'd hit our target, pull out, let the ground pounders mop up.
I prefer being on the front lines, where the action is.
The sniper's life isn't for everyone. All about that one shot that'll make or break a battle. Eventually, I was offered a promotion and a post on Ord Mantell. I took it. Smart move career-wise. More men, more responsibility. But I wasn't interested in fighting Separatists.
You'll complain about anything.
I enlisted for a lot of reasons. Killing Seps wasn't one of them. After my transfer, command of the Deadeyes fell to my XO, Torv. Smart kid. A little green, but the potential was there.
You weren't sure I was fit to lead, and look how I turned out.
Point taken, sir. Come to think of it, I haven't been in contact with the Deadeyes for a while. I should find out where they're stationed. Catch up. Sir, you should know. General Vander contacted me. Said he'd talk it over with the brass and finagled a way to get me back on Ord Mantell. Offered me my old post. A promotion and command of their operations there. Pretty sweet deal overall.
Please tell me you said yes.
Afraid you're stuck with me. Fact is, I've been hitting the Empire harder than ever since I joined Havoc Squad. I didn't enlist to win medals or promotions. I enlisted to protect the Republic, to prove my people have a place here.
The squad comes first. Everything else comes second.
I know where my loyalties lie, sir. You've got nothing to worry about. Bad news, sir. I just received a dispatch from command. It's my old sniper squad, the Deadeyes. They've been captured. Happened during a routine officer hunt. Somehow the imps got the drop on them and rounded up the entire unit. Careless.
First Tavus and the others go rogue. Then the Deadeyes get captured. You're jinxed.
Right. Somehow it's all my fault. Look, something about this doesn't sit right with me. The Deadeyes' area of operation was on Nar Shaddaa. That's hot territory. Neutral ground. They shouldn't have had any business operating there.
What if the Deadeyes defected? And their capture is just a cover-up?
I trained those men myself, sir. I need to know what happened to the Deadeyes, and if they're still alive. Missions on Nar Shaddaa are usually greenlit by the SIS. With your permission, I'd like to meet with them, see what they know.
We have our mission, Jorgan, and these Deadeyes of yours aren't part of it.
At least let me contact that agent we dealt with last time. The annoying one, Balker. I'll tell him to wait for us at that dive he likes so much. You change your mind? Great.
You're early. Haven't even had time to order us up a round. So, how's that 4X unit treating you? Racking up plenty of kills, I hope.
The Deadeyes. Balker, what do you know?
You'll have to excuse Jorgan. He's a little on edge right now.
The man's anxious to get down to business. I dug up what info I could, but frankly, there isn't much to report. Far as I can tell, the Deadeyes tried to off some Imperial big shot. Things went south, and they got themselves captured.
The Deadeyes were trained professionals. No way they would have been taken so easily.
Even the best make mistakes. We're on the verge of an incident. The Imperials are out for blood, so the Republic is distancing itself from the operation. I shouldn't even be talking to you about all this. Those boys are on their own.
These are Republic soldiers, sir. Good men. All of them.
You heard Balker. The Deadeyes are off limits.
Right, I forgot. Regulations outweigh our comrades' lives.
Look, I know this stinks, but my hands are tied on this one. I've got major players breathing down my neck. Otherwise, I tell you to investigate that prison the Imperials set up in Shadowtown.
We don't have time for your games, Balker.
I'm just trying to cover my butt. Now, rumor has it, and I'm just talking here, that the Imperials built themselves a makeshift prison not too far from here. That's where they dump any local riffraff that get out of line. Could be they took the Deadeyes there.
I hope you're not wasting our time.
When have I ever wasted anyone's time?
The lead sounds solid. Least we can do is scope it out.
Me? I've got an alibi to establish. Remember, this meeting never happened.
No sign of them here. Balker must have sent us on a wild... Wait. I may have something. It's an outgoing holo message. Recent.
This is Captain Titch, confirming the details for outgoing prisoner transfer 993B. We've got 3 Gamorrean trespassers, a couple of spice peddlers, and our catch of the day, the legendary Deadeyes.
All that work just to find out they're not even here?
It'll be worth it if we can figure out where the Imperials shipped them off to.
As per protocol, we've split the Deadeyes up and transferred them to off-world labor camps. I've encrypted the coordinates for their designated camps into this transmission. Those scum can spend the remaining years working off their debt.
Message ends there. Guess the imps don't make things quick for their POWs. Lucky us.
I'd be more grateful if the Deadeyes were still here.
We'll just have to settle for swiping these coordinates. The encryption here is good. Too good. I can't crack it. Looks like we may need Balker's services again.
Off the hollow with a very angry Imperial diplomat. Apparently, some Republic troopers broke into the Imperial detention center.
Hey, I just went to Harry's for a drink. They got a new waitress there. Real looker.
Don't get cute with me, Balker. You know something.
If you're looking for the mastermind behind the raid, he's right here.
Ah, yes. Sergeant Jorgan. The original Deadeye himself. Outstanding work on Ord Mantell.
How did you know?
Senior Agent Zane, SIS. That little stunt you pulled ruined any chance we had of negotiating the Deadeyes' safe return.
Check your facts, Zane. The Imperials already shipped them off-world.
It's Senior Agent Zane, thank you. And storming an Imperial facility, guns blazing, it makes things worse. Your involvement ends now. Clear?
As clear as a Hutta swamp on a foggy night.
Don't test me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got an Imperial ambassador to mollify. I trust you'll see yourselves off my planet.
What were you thinking coming back here? I told you I couldn't be connected to any of this.
We found some encrypted coordinates in the prison's central computer. We think they'll tell us where the Deadeyes are.
Maybe we should stop before we get in even more trouble.
This is my old squad we're going after. I'll gladly take any heat that comes our way.
Look, a friend in Signal Intelligence owes me a favor. I'll put you in contact with him. He may be able to make something of those coordinates. It's the best I can do.
Thanks for nothing.
It's my neck on the line here.
I'll connect with Balker's contact once we get back to the ship. I'll report if I hear anything.
Got a problem, sir. Weapons malfunction. I had a couple of misfires during that prison run. I think the barrel might be out of whack. Not surprising given all the action we've seen. With your permission, I'd like to inspect the rest of the squad's ordnance, make sure everything's up to code.
You don't need to bother me with every little detail.
Weapons maintenance is serious business. When you're sniping enemies from 800 meters, any imperfection in the blaster can ruin your shot.
I get it. You're an amazing shot. Now go clean those guns.
Right. Sir, I'm not very good at this, but thank you. For the exospot. My career took a big hit when Tavus defected. I wasn't sure I'd ever recover.
I'm putting a lot of trust in you, Jorgan.
I won't let you down, sir. I'll make sure Havoc stays the top squad in the Republic. You can count on it. Well, the search is officially underway. I transmitted those coordinates we picked up to Balkar's contact in Sigint. Won't be long before we find out where the Deadeyes are. Well, look at that. That you, Gav?
You know, you really ought to start encrypting your communications. Finding your frequency was child's play.
Your contact looks like that nosy agent we met before. Weird.
Enough games. I'll just leave you with a friendly suggestion. Walk away.
That smug. Why is he so interested in the Deadeyes? In any case, he knows about Balkar's contact at Sigint. We'll have to find someone else to decrypt those coordinates.
Do what you have to do. Just don't bother me with it.
Fine. I'll handle it. Still no word on the Deadeyes' location. Can't find a slasher good enough to decrypt those coordinates we found. This is taking too long. For all we know, the Imperials have relocated the Deadeyes. That intel could be obsolete.
We don't even know if the Deadeyes are still alive.
Way to keep up morale. I'll keep monitoring the holo. Maybe something will turn up. Finally heard back from my sources. They got the first part of those coordinates decoded.
Data points to an Imperial excavation site on Tatooine. Looks like my former SWTOR is being held there.
Why are the Imperials taking prisoners to such a remote location?
We knew the Imps were anxious to work the Deadeyes to death. Can't think of a harsher, more miserable place than Tatooine. We'll know more once we find Torv. He just better have some answers for us.
On your feet, soldiers.
Lieutenant Jorgan? What are you doing here?
It's Captain now, and I'm getting you out of here.
Thought we'd have been out of here weeks ago. Who's this?
If I didn't know better, I'd say you sounded ungrateful.
No, sir. Just been sitting here longer than we planned.
Plan? What plan?
It's all there in our mission outline. Didn't Zane brief you?
Zane? As in Senior Agent Zane? Man's been nothing but trouble for us.
So he didn't... Oh. Then I'm afraid I can't say anything more. SIS orders.
What does the SIS have to do with this?
That's classified, sir.
Out with it, soldier. We're not leaving until we get some answers.
But we... Okay, look, we let ourselves get caught. Part of some top-secret SIS op. They implanted tracking devices in us. Plan was to follow us through Imperial space, find out where the imps ship their POWs, and then come rescue us.
The fact that you're still here proves how lame that plan was.
Tell that to Zane. He was the brains behind all this. Nobody anticipated the imps would split us up, send us to labor details. Surprised the SIS didn't spring us then.
Typical SIS. Should have known better than to trust those spooks.
Too good an opportunity. You know how many troops we have in those camps.
What if the Imperials had executed you?
Dwarf here is as green as you said.
You said that?
I also said you had potential. I'm sure I've done the same thing in your shoes, Torv. We'll have it out with the SIS later. For now, just sit tight. I'll call for an evac, get you boys home. Well, they're off. The SIS better have a good reason for leaving those men behind.
It's not like we have any say in the SIS's operations.
We do when they start getting our people killed or captured. Anyway, we've done all we can for now. I'll see about getting the rest of those coordinates decrypted.
I ever tell you about the time we were ordered to take out Moff Dallam? Dangerous mark. Wiley is that... Hang on. Incoming transmission. Care to guess who it is?
Major, Senior Agent Zane here. Apparently, I didn't make myself clear earlier. Or perhaps you thought an unauthorized rescue mission wouldn't constitute as interfering?
I've got the other Deadeyes to rescue, so, if you don't mind.
This'll only take a moment. I understand your concern for your comrades, but you morons are only complicating things.
You're addressing the commander of Havoc Squad, Zane. You will show him the proper respect.
Apologies, but this is a delicate operation and your continued involvement will only jeopardize its completion.
You can expect a lot more interference from us in the future.
Then you can expect far worse than holocalls.
Your operation's falling apart, Zane. Now either rescue the Deadeyes yourself, or get out of the way.
I don't take orders from grunts. This mission is over when I say it is.
I've had it with this guy. Permission to cut him off, sir.
I'd rather do it myself.
By all means. Good riddance. I can't tell if he really dropped the ball on this one or if he's still just lying to us. Either way, the SIS had their chance. Time for Havoc Squad to get the job done right. I may have been wrong about you. Takes a lot to lead a squad like Havoc. Wasn't convinced you had it in you. Thought you were inexperienced, untested. But you've got good instincts. Turned out to be a first-class leader.
When you're right, you're right.
Don't let it go to your head. I'll admit, that business on Ord Mantell still irks me. But it landed me in the most elite squad in the Republic, under one of the finest commanders I've served with. So I can't complain too much. Just got off the holo with Torv. He asked me to thank you for getting him out of that labor camp. He's starting to see the danger the other Deadeyes are in. Anxious for us to find them.
You ought to be demoted for taking on a dangerous mission like that.
As opposed to taking them on a safe mission? We're not getting paid to deliver cookies here. It was a mistake to trust a snake like Zane, but Torv's heart was in the right place. I just hope this mistake doesn't get any of those men killed. Outstanding news, sir. We've got a positive fix on the Deadeyes' location. Took them long enough, but my sources finally got the rest of those coordinates decrypted. The data points to an Imperial outpost on Hoth. Another labor camp, most likely.
A friendly visit from Havoc Squad ought to settle the score.
Right behind you, sir. Once we get those men out of there, we can put all this craziness behind us. I just hope we're not too late. Barracks. Hal. You two still breathing?
More or less. Didn't expect to see you here, sir.
Nor I. Care to tell me what you two are doing here?
I'm sorry. Am I getting in the way of your prison time?
Yes. Don't you get it? This operation was never about rescuing POWs. We've been after one thing, Dusk 9.
Impossible. That place is just a myth.
Is it? We'll never know now, thanks to you two.
I'm not interested in your little ploys, Zane.
You should be. Next to the Emperor's location, Dusk 9 is the Empire's best-kept secret. Hundreds of Black Ops projects are born there.
It's also a prison, according to the rumors. The things that supposedly go on there, too horrible to be real.
We're more interested in the intel hoarded there. We seeded thousands of bugged soldiers into the Imperial penal system, hoping for a bite.
That still doesn't explain what you're doing here.
After many failed attempts to get one of our soldiers into Dusk 9, I had an epiphany. We were using the wrong bait. The brass at Dusk 9 weren't interested in common soldiers. But how could they resist an SIS agent? So, I bugged myself, staged a bogus rescue operation, and let myself be captured. I was awaiting transfer when you two geniuses showed up.
You'd already agreed to rescue the Deadeyes once they were captured. Were you just planning on backing out?
A failed rescue mission was the perfect ruse to get me in. Far more productive than an actual rescue attempt. Now, I have no choice but to abort my mission and try again somewhere else.
Sir, we can deal with Zane later. Let's just find the rest of the squad and get out of here.
Jorgan, sir, they're dead. The cold, they didn't make it.
What? Trace? Copland? They're gone? But I thought... Zane.
Now you've done it.
What? It's not my fault they weren't properly insulated.
You killed them. You promised them a rescue that never came, and now they're dead for it.
How many other soldiers have died for you? Huh? 100? 1,000?
You can't kill me, Jorgan. Too many witnesses.
As far as we're concerned, sir, the Imperials killed him.
What? Wait, you can't just... Major, do something!
He's all yours, Jorgan.
No!
That's for Copland and Trace. Good men. Brave men.
I'm sure he had that coming for a long time.
Wouldn't surprise me.
You're sure you two won't tell anyone about this?
Absolutely, sir.
Let's get you two back to your squad. They'll want to know you're okay. I'll call for an evac. Off, sir. Mission accomplished.
You doing all right?
Honestly, I'd rather not talk about it right now, sir. Let's just get out of here. Sir, about what happened earlier. Zane got what was coming to him. But I shouldn't have been the one pulling the trigger. Killing an unarmed man. Republic agent, no less. That goes against everything I've been raised to do. Everything I've been trained to do.
None of the Deadeyes are going to say anything if that's what you're worried about.
It's not that. I know they'll keep their word. Honestly, it's not even Zane's death that's bothering me. It's everything. The Deadeyes, the operation, and the Republic's part in all this. You heard Zane. Thousands of soldiers, all being fed to the Empire to find a place that may not even exist. It isn't right.
We put a stop to that when we killed Zane.
Did we? Who's to say another agent won't just pick up right where he left off? We're stats to the brass. Numbers to throw at the Empire for the Republic's convenience. I'd have been proud to die for the Republic before, but after this...
You're still a part of this squad.
Don't worry. I'm not throwing in the towel yet. Won't ever trust command again, but I'll keep fighting. Because the Republic is more than the bureaucrats running it. It's the billions of people who can't fend for themselves, who are counting on us to defend them. I'll fight for them. And for you, sir. Whatever happens, just know that I'll always have your back, sir. I'm a Havoc man to the end. You can count on me to train any recruits we might get. Give me a couple days, I can show any rookie how to handle a rifle properly.